Hi, this is Mary Lechene. I'm going to demonstrate how I flat iron my hair, hoping that it will help anyone out there who's been wanting to try flat ironing. Here we go. First, you need a comb. I prefer one that has squared edges and fine teeth on at least half of the comb. You're going to need 1 to 3 clips to help keep the hair that you're not flat ironing out of the way. And you're going to need a very good flat iron. This is actually the one I keep at home at the salon. I prefer using the Bio-Ionic right now or the Paul Mitchell flat irons. It has to be a quality flat iron so it doesn't damage your hair. Here we go. You're always going to start in the back and underneath. So you want to go ahead and take a section that's no wider than your flat iron. So my flat iron is about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. You're going to go ahead and section the hair and clip it out of the way. You need your hair to be dry. You don't have to blow dry it first. I already blew dry my hair yesterday, so this is a way of going from your casual work look to your evening, maybe Friday night look after work. Should only take about 7 minutes. You're going to take your comb, start on either side. You're going to comb the hair so that there's no tangles and take a good grip with your forefinger and thumb. This is the tricky part. You need to be able to maneuver your comb and your flat iron consistently. So pinch it with your forefinger and thumb. Put the comb between your middle finger and forefinger, teeth up. Grab your flat iron. Starting at the roots, you go one time halfway down. I let go. The comb is in there. Halfway down again. Now this time I'm going to overlap just a little bit. Go almost to the ends. Almost to the ends. And then the last time I'm going to go through the ends just one time, following with the comb. The reason for the comb is your hair is really hot when you flat iron it. And you don't want to hold it with your hands, you'll actually get a blister. So once you have that section, notice the arc under. Instead of stick straight, which would look kind of like a broomstick, this is a nice smooth arc under. So then you're going to go to the other side and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to comb it first. You're going to keep the comb into between your middle finger and your forefinger, starting by the roots. And then you put the comb underneath. And then I'm going to do it, overlap the middle a little bit, go down towards the ends. This time I'm going all the way through the ends. I'm going to follow the comb. And then you can feel, you can't see the back of your head, but you should be able to feel the difference of the warm, smooth hair versus the not warm, kind of fuzzy hair. And then you take your comb, pull it through. Take your flat iron, and sometimes it helps to pull it around to the side so you can see what you're doing. Oops, there I dropped it. Alright, so the first section is done. Moving along, just use your fingers, go from the front of your hair, make a band keeping it against your scalp, cross your fingers over each other. You should have a clean line. And then clip that out of the way. You're going to use your comb again. If you have any hairs that fall down, just clip them out of the way with your extra clips. Use your comb again. Same thing, teeth out in between your forefinger and middle finger, pinching the hair with your thumb and forefinger. Halfway down. Halfway again, and now finally the ends. That was a shorter piece of hair, so it only took the top part and the bottom part. So now I'm combing the hair first, making sure all the kinks are out, positioning my hand in the hair, top part, twice, and then overlap a little, down all the way through the ends. And it's important to rotate your wrist slightly so that you get that little bitty arc and not a bend, not a kink, just an arc under. Looks softer. Then you grab this piece on the other side. Comb out your tangles. Go up by the roots. Halfway, halfway again, and then all the way down. And watch how I curve. So you're curving, arcing slowly under and forward. And then you feel again the back of your head to make sure you get all the hairs you haven't done. They shouldn't be hot. That's how you can tell. And then you pull it around to whatever side you're comfortable with. I'm right-handed, so I pull it around to my left side. And then same thing, overlap through the ends. Okay. You're just going to repeat this same method all the way up your head, just taking sections that are about the width of the flat iron so that you don't burn the outside hairs while you get the inside hairs barely hot enough. That's why you have to take smaller sections. So you comb it first. Oh, see there, I didn't even get it right. Comb it, pinch it with your thumb and forefinger, comb between the forefinger and middle finger. At the roots, halfway, halfway again, and then all the way to the ends. Follow with your comb. I call this the Jennifer Aniston flat iron. You can also kick your hair out, away from your face. It just won't look as healthy if you do that. It shows the ends more, which usually look a little bit frizzy. So, this side. And twice. And all the way. So, as you go up your head, there's more space to cover from the ear up, so you're going to have to do 4 sections instead of 3. So you do 2 on each side. You can feel the center of your head in the back. So just behind the front part and to the middle of the back of your head. That's your section. See, there's the middle. Move my finger forward to where I can see I finished the flat iron area. Position your comb. Now, one of the hard parts that I'm making look really easy, and you've probably noticed if you're flat ironing with me right now, is the transfer of the comb from here when you're holding the hair to underneath when you're moving the flat iron through. I can tell you that it was hard for me when I first did my hair, and that it got easier within 2 weeks. So if you can stick with it for 2 weeks, it should get easier. And just, that's why I'm making this video, so you can watch the transition and pause it if you want to. So I have the hair in the wrong spot there, which sometimes I do. Grab between your thumb and forefinger. Put your comb in teeth towards your fingertips. Now this part I'll try to do a little slower, but I don't want to burn my hair. So then I let go before the ends with the flat iron. I put the comb in while the flat iron was kind of holding the hair. See, it's kind of resting. It's a quick movement. And if you can't move that fast in the beginning, you're going to want to either turn your flat iron off in practice or put it on a cool setting, because if you hold the flat iron still while you move the comb, you'll end up burning your hair. So here I'm moving quickly while the flat iron's rolling down. I'm getting the comb ready to go in. Do the middle to the front. Get your comb through the hair. Teeth are out. Go to the middle, and while I'm doing that, I get the comb ready. Okay, so the top part is different. Usually with a flat iron hair right now, the modern look is to have a side swoop bang. Whether your bangs are long, down past your chin, to the middle, or they're short, you're still going to want to follow this. Mine are actually to my nose, And this is going to work for you even if yours go below your jaw. So you're going to take diagonal partings to whatever side you want to. I'm going to push mine this way. So I'm going to take a diagonal section. You can see that it runs diagonally. And clip the rest of this out of the way. And then get all of that in your hand, nice and tight, holding it between your thumb and forefinger. The comb is the same as usual, teeth out. I'm going to go as close to my scalp as I can. I'm going halfway down. And then, and you want to, before it cools, you want to grab that hair and shape it, because once it cools, it's going to hold that until you wet it again, if you have a good flat iron. So I want mine to kind of do this. You can decide about yours. Now I'm going to take another diagonal section, and these are skinnier than the back pieces because they're more important. So I have that section. I'm going to comb it, the fine tooth part of the comb, holding it between the thumb and forefinger. Make sure you have the skinny teeth on the top part above your knuckle facing out. Same method. Just make sure the flat iron is not like this and not like this. It's at a diagonal parallel to the part. And then you are going to round it slightly under. If you don't, it will stick out. And then before it cools, I'm going to go ahead and position it the way I want it, especially at the roots. Like that. And then you can either use your clip, it's not as accurate, or the teeth of the comb to part your hair. And I'm still keeping with that diagonal parting. I'm halfway back now, combing it smooth. Keep your fine teeth up above your knuckles and pointed out by the scalp. And make sure, now you're going to start to change direction as you pull down the hair shaft. Watch my elbow. That helps you to transition from the very face fringe to the side. And we're about at what I call the headband section now. It's where your headband would sit if you were wearing one. This hair, I didn't make a diagonal part. This is straight, just like a headband. And I'm going to pull it forward a little, halfway down the hair, and then I'm going to start going down, pulling it down, like a C shape around your face. Make sure you chase the hair with your comb. And then this last little section here, you probably want to go either straight down on the side, so I'll section that in half, and then you will pull it just down sideways and a little bit forward at the bottom, because then you see your layers more if you pull it forward. And then this section, I'm probably just going to go backwards with it. So we have this. This is a little awkward. I'm switching sides because I want to round these hairs towards this part of my face. And that is your flat ironed hair. Hopefully you didn't give up. Good job.